Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel Life After Narc. My name's Debbie and I talk about all things to do with narcissistic, abusive and toxic relationships. I speak from my own experience, having gone through 2 of these relationships myself. I hope that this channel will help you if you're going through or have been through similar. As I say, I look at this from my own perspective. I try to incorporate healing as well as motivational meditations within the channel. If you do like the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Hopefully you'll have friends who can benefit from this. So today's topic, the physically abusive, narcissistic, toxic person. Unfortunately, in this current world, 1 in 3 women, 1 in 3 will have gone through some kind of physical abuse within a relationship. That's 1 in 3, guys. That's 2 out of 6. Think about your friends. I'm pretty sure that you know somebody in your life who has been through this kind of relationship. And if you're going through it, I really feel sorry for you because I know what it's like. I've been there. It is distressing. It is debilitating. It is just awful. And we shouldn't need to go through these kind of relationships in this modern day and age. I just want to say as well that this video is for entertainment and information purposes only. And there is some sensitive subject matter in the video. So if there are little ears listening, please be aware that they may not want to hear this. So we know that besides physical abuse in a relationship, emotional and psychological abuse happens as well. I'm going to talk on that more in some future videos, although I'll put some links below to videos that I've done previously that I think you may enjoy on those subjects. But what constitutes physical abuse within a relationship? Well, I'm going to list the NHS website that lists all of those abusive, I don't want to say symptoms, although they are, but the constitution of what physical abuse is. Now, in my own experience of physical abuse, the following has happened to me. I've been hit, punched, kicked, had my hair pulled, been dragged across the floor by my hair, strangled, attempted strangulation, attempted rape, shoved and things thrown at me. So I understand if you're going through similar, and my heart really does go out to you, and I hope that you can leave this relationship. If you have experienced these, then you are in an abusive relationship. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but this person's never going to change. They don't, not in my experience, and I'm pretty sure you know this deep within your heart. You know that this is the case. Why do they do this? Why do they do this behavior? I'm not going to excuse this behavior in them because it's inexcusable. They may say, oh, I was drunk, or, oh, I'm sorry, I had a bad day at work, or it won't happen again, I promise. That's all false lies, false promises, and being drunk does not excuse physically abusing a woman. It doesn't. And if you have children in your life and they see this abuse, to them it may be the norm. They may think, well, this is normally what happens in relationships, so when they grow older, they may well do the same thing or expect the same thing. It's controlling, it's aggressive, it's manipulative, it's belittling, and it's illegal. If you can, and I know that this is where it gets difficult, report this behaviour to the police. And I know many of you won't want to go to the police to disclose this information. I completely understand. Our police force at the moment is very misogynistic. Women are not treated well, for want of a better term here. So many policemen have got the narcissistic tendencies. We have seen this recently. If you do go to the police, you can request a female constable to speak to. And I would suggest that they are understanding. But I know what's going through your mind. I get it, that it was your fault. It was not your fault. You did nothing to deserve this. You did nothing to deserve this. Your partner is at fault, not you. It doesn't matter how you dressed. It doesn't matter if you were drinking. It doesn't matter where you were. You are not to blame. This is a crime against women. And again, I speak from my perspective as a woman. I am aware that this does happen to men as well, but this channel is for women. So if you are a male and you would like to find out more, please find a different channel. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to take any abuse in the comments. As I say, this should be reported to the police. But again, the stigma involved and attached to this is often difficult to get your head around, going to the police with this, and you're afraid. So there are places out there that cater for women who have been through abuse. Refuge is one of them. I'm currently raising money for Refuge. Not only do they deal with women who have been abused, but children of those relationships as well. So if you are worried about your children, you can take them with you. I advise you to ring them. I've changed the banner at the top of my YouTube channel page to show the number, so you have easy access to it. There are other charities as well available out there. So if you feel that you need to contact somebody in your local area, please do. But guys, I really urge you that if you are in this kind of relationship, for the safety of your own health, of your children, of your self-esteem, your self-worth, leave if you can. Now, I can't make that decision for you. You have to make that decision. But you need to ask yourself something very important here. Are you willing to be in this relationship in a year's time, in 2 years' time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? Because as I said, they won't change. The narcissist does not change. They can go for anger management therapy. They can go see a therapist. You can go to couples therapy. But inevitably, it will happen again. So please, please protect yourself, protect your children, and do what you need to do. This is learned behavior. Often these abusers have learned this behavior from their parents within their parental relationship. It's misogyny, and the patriarchy has decided that women are property and men can do with them what they like. And no, they can't. We need to stop this. So again, I'm advising you to do what you know is right for yourself. The NHS website advises the following as physical abuse. And if you answer yes to any of these, then you are being abused. Do they slap, hit, or punch you? Do they push or shove you? Do they bite or kick you? And I'm going to add pinch here, although it's not on the website. I do believe that pinching constitutes, in my book, to physical abuse, especially if it's in sensitive areas. Do they burn you? Do they choke, hold you down, or try to strangle you? Do they throw things at you? Those points are all constituted as physical abuse. Sexual abuse. Do they touch you in a way that you do not want to be touched? Do they make you have unwanted sex with them? Do they make unwanted sexual demands? And, you know, today in our society, pornography is so easily accessible. And, you know, we may not want to do some of these acts that are in pornography. Some of you may, and that's perfectly fine. We each have our own you know, idea. We are consenting adults. But if you don't want that kind of sexual behavior, then it's abuse. Do they hurt you during sex? Do they pressure you into unsafe sex? In other words, sex without a condom? And do they pressure you into actually having sex? Perhaps you don't want to, perhaps you are menstruating, And I know some of us don't mind, but some of us do. And it's your body. You have bodily autonomy. You need to put yourself first. Your partner saying that they're drunk and that they want this or want that, or that they didn't know what they were doing, you know that they knew what they were doing. And you know that the excuses, the promises, the I won't do it agains are lies, for want of a better term. They will do it again. If you don't want to have sex with someone, it is rape. The words no, it means no. And if you say no to them, that's it. And they carry on. It is rape. Have you ever felt afraid of them? Have you ever felt those butterflies in your stomach? Perhaps when they come home from work, you feel afraid, or you feel afraid to go home because something like this may happen. That is a real experience, and I've experienced that. I've sometimes lain in my bed at night in the past, hearing my husband and thinking, please no, please no, please no. So I get it. I know where you are. I've been there. I have. And if you watch my previous video on physical abuse, you'll hear some more of the stories from my past. But in my most recent relationship, right at the very beginning, my ex tried to rape and strangle me. Unfortunately, the police couldn't go ahead with the case. There wasn't enough evidence for the CPS, Criminal Prosecution Services. And I hope one day that I get to have my day in court. I really do. If you've ever felt the need to change yourself because of them, perhaps wear longer skirts or looser clothing or not go out, this is again a kind of abuse. They're controlling you, they're manipulating you, they're making you into what they want you to be. Do they speak to you in a demeaning or aggressive way, guys? Because if they are, they're making threats at you, like, I will hit you in a moment. If you don't stop, I will hit you. It's abuse. All of these signs that I've mentioned are abuse. They won't change, like I say. It doesn't happen. These people need to be on a register of some sort where women can see and check if their current partner, their new partner in life, is an abuser. I know there is Clare's Law, which now states that any male that has been accused or found guilty of sexual abuse is listed on that, but not if they haven't been found guilty. And we as women need to stick together in this, because you and I both know that your ex is going to go on to meet somebody else and they're going to do exactly the same to them. And we need to stick together in this. We need to hold hands, guys. And we need to say enough is enough. And I know that that's a term that's been used over the last couple of years, but enough is enough. We don't deserve this treatment anymore. If you need help in leaving, as I say, contact a charity such as Women's Aid or the Elm Foundation. There are many, many more around the country, and see what help you can get from them. Most of them will take your children with you as well. You're not alone. You're not crazy. It's not your fault. You are enough. You didn't do anything wrong. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again when I release more videos. And I know this has been a difficult subject to talk about, and I'm sorry if there were any triggers there for you. It was not intentional. But these things need to be talked about. These things need to come out of the cupboard now. We need to stand up for each other. Blessed be.